All right, it's time for another poker chip video. Aw, yeah. And I've run out of poker chip sets that I own. However, I realize in all these poker chip videos I've neglected to do the most important thing, and that is to tell you what the most important thing is in chip collecting, chip purchasing. The number one thing you always want to do if you go on pokerchipforum.com, which I hope you will, and learn about the community, learn about the enthusiasts out there who collect poker chips. The number one thing that they tell you, any guesses? Pause the video and think about it.
Bueller.
That's right. The number one thing they tell you is always get samples. Sample time. Samples are the most important thing when purchasing poker chips, regardless of the price point, regardless of the kind of poker chip that you get, you have to get samples. Now for me, it turns out that getting samples has really fulfilled two things. The first thing is the most important thing, and that's what everybody learns when they start buying poker chips. You need to have them in your hand. You need to look at them, touch them, smell them, feel them, fondle them, do all the things you do with poker chips to know if that's the kind of poker chip you want to continue purchasing. So in other words, if you're looking for a tournament set, if you're looking for a cash set, you got to get samples because you got to know if you like the chips or not. You don't want to drop $500, $1,000, several $1,000s on a high-end poker chip set if it's not a poker chip that you really want. So that's the number one thing for samples. The number two thing for samples, which now really applies to me in my life, is that once you have several poker chip sets, like I have half a dozen tournament sets, and I have several cash sets. I don't really need any more full sets, but I still love poker chips. So the number two thing that poker chip samples do is they let you have some samples of some chips that you're not going to buy the whole set. But now I have some chips, some more chips, and they don't take up much space, and they're fun for collecting. Right here, this stack is a stack of Matsui chips. And this is from a group buy off of pokerchipforum.com for a Matsui cash game set. So I bought this sample rather than buying, 1,000 chips, taking up more room in my garage, chips that I probably won't play with more than a couple times a year. I just bought the samples, and I'm really glad I did. These are beautiful. These are all plastic, and these are the Emerald Bay Club, another group buy design made by Matsui. You can check out a Matsui tournament set that I bought, Poker Chip video number 5, and the Matsui tournament set that I used to own, I sold because I have too many sets. And I didn't like to have to sell that set. I love that set, but I have too many chips. Anyway, you can see we're still on the frack here. Emerald Bay Club has 4 options for the quarter. 5 options for the quarter. And these are 100% plastic, 100% made in Korea by the Japanese company Matsui. In my video I say that Matsui's from Korea. That's not exactly true. They manufacture in Korea. They are actually a Japanese company. So those are the quarters. Here's the dollars. My favorite dollar of the $3 that the Emerald Bay Club offers is neither of these. It's this one. That is just stunning. I'm not a fan of white chips normally, but I can't help but love this one. And we've got the $5 chips. This is amazeballs. I would probably have the white dollars and the orange $5 if I did have a full set of this, which you can't buy anywhere except for the classifieds on Poker Chip Forum. And we have the traditional Vegas color, the red bird, and the traditional Cali color, yellow. Not big on yellow 5s. To me, yellow chip will always be, in cash, will always be for a $20 chip. And we get to the more standard $25 chip. Oh, that's another 20 chip. That's a purple guy. That's a beautiful chip. Speaking of purple, here's a purple 25. That's a Cali color. Cali. Chips are purple. And there is the hundo. These are all 40 millimeter chips. They're all the same size. Tiny bit bigger than your standard 39. And there's the Emerald Bay Hundo Black. So yeah, those are the Matsuis. And what have we here? These are samples from a great company called ClassicPokerChips.com. And I ordered these few years back, I was pondering getting another CPC set. You can check out my current CPC set, which is actually from ASM. I bought in 2011, Poker Chip Video number 10. Anyway, these samples are cool. This gives you a good idea. I've been storing these in high heat, so they're a little wobbly, and I think that's the warping is my fault. But these are just plain chips. However, just to remind myself, I write down in my excellent handwriting what color is on there, just so I can have and see how different colors play with each other. If I was going to get a CPC set in the future, which I might. You never know. Don't put it past me. Right now, though, I'm all stocked up on poker chips. That's a really cool set. And this is, I think this was well over $100 for that simple set, which to me is totally worth it, because if I ever, want to get a CPC set, or if somebody ever asks me, do you think these colors work together, I can just whip these out and boom, baby, boom. Then we got some ceramics here. What do we got? These are the jacks. This is what Hobby Philic, make sure you check out his channel, calls vulgar. I love that word. These are vulgar chips. Not sure why, but they are. These are ceramics, of course. Same company, brpropoker.com, ABC Gifts and Awards. These are cool. Non-standard colors. A white 1K and a yellow 5, which I think is fine, because you're never going to have a dirty stack issue with those color selections. I think this is, now we get into cash denominations, or if you're old school, tournament with a T5. Really pretty chips. Very busy on the face. Not my favorite, but they're just cool. They're vulgar. Orange 50-cent chip. That would be for a limit, a low stakes limit. I think you'd use, get 1,000 of these 50-cent chips. And the pink frac, which is also great. And I just got a couple more to get through here. These are Sunfly ceramic hybrids, and I actually did order this set. I ordered the old school set. So I have it, but I ordered them blank because I wanted to mix and match the colors. I'll explain in a minute. Here's the old school stuff. This is more traditional coloring, I guess. No, this is definitely not traditional coloring. Orange 500, very cool. Now I ordered a blank set that was a mix of this old school set. Sunfly ceramic hybrids are very cool with the shiny edges. Sound in case anybody cares. Very high pitch, high end sound. Just really cool chips. Love those edges. Anyway, I ordered a full set of those mixed with these. These are Union Station chips. So I liked some of the colors in Union Station and some of the colors in Old School, so I ordered all the ones that I wanted, but I ordered them blank. And then I've got Gear working on some labels. He's been a busy man, so they're not done yet. That's quite all right. They will be done, and then they will all be Old School. One of the yellow chip was one of the chips that I got, because I like yellow 1Ks for tournaments. And I do like these chips a lot. Yep, you get it. 5, 1, etc. I'm going really fast here because I've got tons of chips to get through. And we got 2 more sets. These are Jack Paulson RHC chips. And these were available through a chip vendor on PokerChipForum.com called the Chip Room. It's an interesting vendor. They do things kind of in a unique way. Buy chips from casinos that are either going under or rebranding. And the Jack Casino in Detroit never opened. Anyway, it's a long, involved story. Type in the search Jack Casino chips. You can read the whole story on PokerChipForum.com. And the vendor sells, but you have to buy in certain quantities, which I did. I bought a Jack cash set. I was unable to get this guy, the Frack. It's just a stunning chip. I like the ones a lot as well. Here's the Snapper. Anyway, I had a full cash set of 1s, 5s, 25s, and 100s. The 5 is a beautiful trip. If I didn't already own the Aurora Star poker chips, which you can see in poker chip video number 4, I definitely would have built out my cash set. But I sold it basically for the same price that I paid for it, just because I realized, oh shit, why did I buy so many chips? And all these are still, even now, decently easy to get on pokerchipforum.com on the classifieds if you've got patience. The frac is not easy to get, and it's very expensive because it's very rare. The other ones that are not easy to get are these higher end chips. This is a 39mm $500 cash chip. And here is a 43mm oversized cash chip. Absolutely stunning chip. I would love to build a tournament set out of the jacks, but I don't really have the patience, nor do I have the funds. The 1Ks and the 5Ks are very expensive, upwards of $7, $8, $9 a chip, which, you know, if you really want it, is worth it. That's how the market works. Anyway, the cash chips are pretty great. I love this tournament set because it starts with a 1. I never bought a set, but I do have the samples, and see, that's why samples are so great. It starts with a 1, then to the 5, the quarter, black boring, 500 gorgeous, not crazy. I wish this one was yellow. Not crazy about a off like a beige. 5K is cool, 25K is beautiful. Anyway, those are the jacks. Read all about the jacks on pokerchipforum.com. It's a good story. Jack Detroit Casino never opened, so they had a bunch of chips made and they never made them. The chip room also sold these for a time. Now you can still find some of these. They're very expensive on ApachePokerChips.com. I just bought a sample set, and they are casino used, but these were sonically cleaned, so they are pristine. But you can see the edges are rounded. No real flea bites. The Paulsons hold up really well. Just a cool looking chip. Again, I wouldn't mind building a cash set out of these, or even a tournament set, really. But I have too many chips. Too many chips. Finally, I think that's gonna do it. Oh, no, I have 2 more sets to show you. Here's a chip set that I would have loved to have purchased, but couldn't find it, and it was too expensive when I did find it. This is the Empress Star. This is the sister line to the Aurora Star, and this is their secondary tournament set. I really love their primary tournament set, but can't find that at all in the classifieds. I saw it one time, and it was very expensive. Didn't want to put down a car payment for a tournament set, so I passed. But I do have samples here. That's what samples are so great. Now I have these chips. I can put them on my wall. I can put them on display. I can put them in an airtight container and make an awesome card protector. How cool is that, right? Yeah, these are beautiful chips. These are Paulson THC top hat and cane mold. Just beautiful. And these guys, oh, stunning. Based on the WSOP old secondary set. Beautiful chips. Long and somewhat painful story of how those came to be. Not getting into it today. And speaking of not getting into it, here is another, what we call not a group buy set of chips that are really fantastic. These are Big Top poker chips, and here is the cash set. These chips are really spectacular and fun. They're mainly just fun. Very expensive. You can only find them on the secondary market. Created by chip enthusiasts. Somehow hornswoggled Paulson into making them for them, and I'm so glad they did. They are beautiful. They have the Cali 5 yellow, which, like I said, not a big fan of the Cali 5 yellow, but this set I certainly would make an exception. If a set were to fall into my lap, I would pay a couple $1,000s for it. Right now, you can find a set for $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and I'm not paying that. But they are fun. The designers who did these really went over the top, so to speak. You see they've got alternate versions of the snapper right on. I love that. Primary, secondary snapper. This chip in particular looks amazing in stacks. There's a great prawn thread on pokerchipforum.com of that one. Here's a $2 chip. I mean, yeah, every conceivable chip, you know, is for your limit set. Here's the dollar, which is reminiscent of my Aurora Star bluebells that I love so much. And of course the frac. And then they went oversized for the big chips, for the Hundo Cali White, and we got a green 500, lots of fun. I think there's also a secondary $25 chip, which I don't have in my sample set. So my sample set is not quite complete, but I do have all the tournament chips. These are all 43mm oversized. Very cool. One of my favorite black hundreds ever. Love that chip. A little lavender action, so nice. And similar to their $5 cash chip, but also great for a tournament. Love yellow 1Ks. Reminds me of the Aurora Star 25K somehow. And this thing, look at this guy. 25K tournament chip with sparkles. I don't know if the video picks that up at all, but it's something. So anyway, that's the world of samples. I've gone on way too long here. This is easily my longest video. I didn't mean it to be, but I wanted to show you all these chips close up. Sorry I couldn't really linger. I just, nobody wants to watch a 30-minute video on poker chips, right? I know I certainly don't. It would be boring. Anyway, what's the takeaway? What's the cliff notes? Get samples. Get samples when you're first getting into it, and then get samples when you get too many chips. Because, I've got like 20 sample sets, 30 sample sets, and they're all right in front of me right now, and they can all go back into a drawer and not take up tons of space. Lots of fun. Thanks so much for joining me. I love doing this. I love showing you guys chips, talking about chips, fondling my chips. You know what I'm saying. I really appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy poker chips and more poker chips. And also I've got a few other things on my channel that you might like as well. Anyway, that's it for this time. I will see you next time. I already have a theme for next one cooked up in my head. Hopefully it won't be as long as this, but it'll be just as good, I hope. Anyway, see you next time. Until then, peace. We out.